Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well. This video is going to come to you very, very fast. I want to try and keep it as short as possible because internet is not key where I am right now, and I'm struggling to get videos over to people because it's just taking forever for it to upload. So here we go. We've just had some news announcements come out. Unemployment claims are coming at 214,000, which was less than what they had projected at 225. What does that mean? Less people are claiming benefit. What does that mean? More people are going out spending money. Happy days. Then what have we had? We've had the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index come out, minus 8.7. What does that mean? That means that manufacturing is actually slowing down. It's a cause for concern. What's that going to mean? That's going to mean that the dominance of the dollar is going to start coming back in. Given that dollar has been dropping down for the best part of all morning, we've seen a fast move to the downside, and Bitcoin has been following with a faster move to the upside. But what has happened? It's all reversed, which is what I try to get across to you, ladies and gentlemen, to get you to understand that, in my opinion, they know the information beforehand, which is why price always moves up, and then the news comes out, it moves down. Check this out. Before Tesla's earnings last night, NASDAQ started to make a run to the upside. Very fast move before the earnings. What do you think happened? Shot straight back down. They knew the results, ladies and gentlemen, because if they didn't know the results, price would stay stagnant. The only time that they really hold price is when the Fed is holding an announcement, all right? Or something is going to change. The federal funds rate could actually, they could say that it's going to be 50 basis points, and then in the last minute, they could change it. So sometimes you'll see the market stabilize. But sometimes when we have an idea of what the Fed could do, you'll see price behaving in such a way where it sets up for the potential of the news release to be a different move. In other words, if they favor bad news, then they're going to move price up, which means they're going to be able to send it back down again. Why? Because when news is bad, who on earth is buying? No one. When news is good, who on earth is buying? Everyone. So what do you need to do? You need to reverse it. You need to make people think that the news might be good, so price shoots up. Then when the news comes out, it's bad. You then got everyone committed to the charts, which then leads what? An influx of sellers. Well, when you are riding a short, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone wants to sell, you're the guy that's going to be there to be able to set your buy to covers, all right? Buy to cover at a lower point. Why? Because people are rushing to sell, and Mr. Market Maker is there at the bottom of the chart with his orders, making sure that your liquidity is being matched with his because you're rushing to close your trade. This is the nature of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go over to the charts and break it down. Here we go. So, what have we got here? In front of us, euro, dollar dominance. It's exactly what I've just been talking about. Euro makes the move to the upside, news is waiting, then they anticipate it, on the dot, 1 minute straight after the news, rip to the downside. Happy days, dollar dominance. 1 minute in, shift out to the upside. Let's look at our lovely lady, Bitcoin. Oh my days, Bitcoin, what have you done? Beautiful structure, all right? All before the news. Everyone's getting pumped. This is what I want to try and convey to you all. All right? You never trade the news because this play right here is what happens. They trap traders with a belief, and then what happens? Stop, hunt, rise, rip to the downside. All right? You can exploit these, which then leads me into the narrative of the New York session. Right now, just for the record, they hit nearly that 150 mark. Did they take it? Yep, there it is. Dollar yen, wow. They went beyond the 150 mark, ladies and gentlemen. Happy days for dollar yen. Projection complete. I'm fine with that. What it does now is very important because Japan needs to step in and control this. Because this, as much as it's not good for them, it is good for them. Okay? Check this out. Euro USD and the yields, where we at? So, the yields themselves. A minute ago, they were taking a nosedive to the downside just before the news. Then, all of a sudden, they shift out to the upside. The narrative has been set. Okay? New York is now due to respond to this information. All right? So, wait for the Brinks box to establish itself. What do I mean by that? Simple. This is the Brinks box. The Brinks box is going to encourage you to trade inside of here. Why? Because price action is going to get crazy. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. When you see the fast move, the clear, obvious move of when it breaks lower or breaks higher, that would be the trap. then price would establish the narrative and then work its way in either direction. You've got to be ready. And the only way that you can be ready for this is you wait until 3 p.m. when the Brinks box finalizes, okay? Once 3 p.m. sits, today you've got a bit of a situation. Why? Because you've got the existing home sales out at 3 p.m. So wait till 3:15. 3:15, 15 minutes after that news announcements of the existing home sales. Because at 2:30, the New York futures markets will react to Tesla, okay? They're going to react to Tesla, ladies and gentlemen. And Tesla was down after its news announcements, after its earnings. They missed the revenue. So we are expecting them to recover this blue vector candle. So principally, if the news is bad for Tesla, we expect a gap down in the chart. All right? Now, if the futures markets are going to react to Tesla, then that would mean that NASDAQ is going to do the same thing. That would mean that Bitcoin is going to do the same thing and drop lower. So we need to wait until the New York futures open so that they can react to this news, okay? And in the next 11 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, the pre-market of New York is going to open as well. So from 2 p.m. all the way through till 2:30, that 30-minute window, if you're going to try and trade it, happy days. If not, wait until the futures market absorbs the idea of the news announcements, and then just pay attention to the way they're behaving. And then once the existing home sales comes out at 3 p.m., give it 15 minutes. Now, I might be seeming like I'm telling you, don't trade, don't trade, don't trade. Yeah, I am telling you that because you're going to trade at the times when Mr. Market Maker wants you to trade because all of retail traders are trading that time, which is why you see price go spike up, spike down. You want to trend when the market is marking up or marking down. You want to trend when Mr. Market Maker has hit the business and then he's going to start moving price in a slow, progressive manner or even an aggressive way. But you've seen that they've been trapped. Traders are trapped. And once he's trapped traders, bang, he then moves it towards the area that he wants to go to. Looking at Bitcoin right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get this here. How'd you hide the drawings? Happy days. Here we go. Looking at this area here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that Bitcoin has done a clean rejection of the 50 EMA, all right? We've got vectors down at the lows, and we are close towards that psychological low. The psychological low is important. Why? Because this is where they turn from. So that tells me what? There's a lot of people in this area that are prepared to commit liquidity. So the principal would say that this would be a point of interest for Mr. Market Maker if he does decide to roll price over and reject this region right here, okay? Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm sorry with the way things are. I'm not able to do my normal live streams, bring you that fire, start firing off with Bookmap and what have you. But I hope this video does serve and put things into perspective for you. All right? Mad love and respect. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.